Greetings, humans of Earth. I am the historical alien, and today we will look at the founding of Rome. This is part one of a 10-part series about the rise and fall of Rome. The founding of Rome is a story that has captured the imagination of people for thousands of years. According to legend, the city was founded in 753 BCE by the twin brothers Romulus and Remus, who were said to have been raised by a she-wolf. While this story is undoubtedly a myth, it reflects the importance of Rome's founding story to the Romans themselves. For the Romans, their city's founding was not just a historical event, but a defining moment that helped to shape their identity as a people. Archaeological evidence suggests that the earliest settlement at Rome dates back to the 8th century BCE. At this time, Rome was a small village located on the banks of the Tiber River. The area around Rome was known for its fertile land and its access to water, which made it an ideal place for people to settle and grow crops. Over time, the village at Rome grew in size and importance, and by the 6th century BCE, it had become a major city-state. The early Romans were a confederation of several different tribes, each with their own customs and traditions. The Roman historian Livy tells us that the city was founded by a group of Latin tribes who came together to form a new settlement. These tribes included the Sabines, who were known for their military prowess, and the Etruscans, who were skilled in the arts of architecture and engineering. One of the key factors in Rome's rise to power was its strategic location. Rome was situated on the banks of the Tiber River, which made it an important center of trade and commerce. The city also had access to fertile land that could be used for agriculture, which allowed it to grow and prosper. In addition, its location on the Italian peninsula allowed it to expand and conquer neighboring territories. By the 5th century BCE, Rome had become a major power in the region. It had already conquered a number of nearby cities, including Veii, a powerful Etruscan city that had been Rome's enemy for centuries. This victory was a turning point in Rome's history, as it allowed the city to expand its territory and influence even further. At this point in its history, Rome was still a monarchy, with a king who ruled over the city and its people. However, the Roman monarchy was not like the monarchies of other civilizations. Instead of being an absolute ruler, the Roman king was limited by the laws and customs of his people. He was also advised by a group of elders known as the Senate, who helped to govern the city and its territories. Despite this unique system of government, the Roman monarchy was not without its problems. In 509 BCE, the Romans overthrew their last king, a man named Tarquin the Proud. This event marked the beginning of the Roman Republic, a new form of government that would shape the course of Roman history for centuries to come. The Roman Republic was a complex system of government that featured two consuls, a senate, and an assembly. The consuls were elected officials who served as the highest authority in the city. They were responsible for leading the army, making laws, and enforcing the will of the people. The Senate, meanwhile, was a group of elders who advised the consuls and helped to govern the city. Finally, the assembly was a group of citizens who had the power to vote on important issues and pass laws. This system allowed Rome to govern its vast territories effectively and was one of the keys to its success. Under the Roman Republic, Rome was able to expand its influence even further, conquering new territories and establishing colonies throughout the Mediterranean world. The Romans were skilled administrators and strategists, and they used their military might to expand their power and influence. One of the most famous conquests of the Roman Republic was the Punic Wars, a series of conflicts between Rome and the city-state of Carthage. These wars lasted for more than a century and were fought for control of the Western Mediterranean. The First Punic War began in 264 BCE and ended with a Roman victory in 241 BCE. The Second Punic War, which began in 218 BCE, was fought between Rome and Carthage's famous general Hannibal. Despite Hannibal's military genius, Rome was able to emerge victorious in the end, thanks to the leadership of generals like Scipio Africanus. Before we continue to the conquest of Carthage, I would greatly appreciate it if you would be so kind as to assist me in abducting that like button and give a comment if there are other historical events you would like to be covered on this channel. The conquest of Carthage was a defining moment in Roman history, as it allowed Rome to establish itself as the dominant power in the Mediterranean world. The Romans were able to establish colonies throughout the region, which helped to spread Roman culture and influence. They also introduced their system of government and law to the conquered territories, which helped to cement their power and influence. Throughout its history, Rome faced a number of challenges and setbacks. The city was sacked by the Gauls in 390 BCE, which was a humiliating defeat for the Romans. The Republic was also plagued by corruption and political unrest. which led to a series of civil wars in the 1st century BCE. The most famous of these civil wars was the one fought between Julius Caesar and Pompey, which ended with Caesar's victory and his appointment as dictator for life. The reign of Julius Caesar marked the end of the Roman Republic and the beginning of the Roman Empire. Caesar was able to consolidate his power and establish a new system of government that gave him almost unlimited authority. After Caesar's assassination in 44 BCE, his adopted son Octavian emerged as the new leader of Rome. Octavian, who later took the name Augustus, was able to defeat his rivals and establish himself as the first Roman emperor in 27 BCE. Under the Roman Empire, Rome continued to expand and conquer new territories. The empire was characterized by a strong central government and a vast bureaucracy that helped to keep the empire running smoothly. The Romans were skilled engineers and architects, and they built roads, aqueducts, and other infrastructure projects throughout their territories. Despite its many achievements, the Roman Empire eventually began to decline. The empire faced a number of challenges, including economic problems, military defeats, and political instability. The empire was eventually divided into two halves, with the western half falling to barbarian invasions in the 5th century CE. In conclusion, the founding of Rome was a complex process that involved the growth and expansion of a small settlement into a major city-state. The strategic location of Rome, its access to fertile land and resources, and its system of government all contributed to its rise to power. The Roman Republic and Empire were characterized by strong central governments, skilled administrators and military leaders, and a vast bureaucracy that helped to keep the empire running smoothly. While the empire eventually declined and fell, its legacy continues to influence our world today. Thank you for watching and have a magnificent day.